Everyone, my name is Samatha Chai. I was an ETA in New Taipei for the 2022 to 2023 grant year, and this year I'm an EMI ETF at the National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. So the question is, how did you deal with difficulties during your time in Taiwan, such as cultural differences, language barriers, and homesickness? So I'll answer three of these one by one. So first, I want to give a disclaimer on my identity. So I am Asian American. My parents are from Malaysia, so I consider myself Malaysian Chinese American. I am a Mandarin heritage speaker as well. So, but this isn't to say that there were zero cultural differences. So, my main piece of advice was to utilize the resources that Fulbright has for you. Last year and this year, I meet up with Jane a lot, and Jane and Amy, they're both really great. Every time that I would maybe be like flustered by an office mishap or something that I think like communication wasn't going too smooth, they were always there to help me out. Um, I know that Fulbright will also kind of preface the entire experience by telling you, oh, one of the major cultural differences is the communication style. So direct versus indirect. There's usually that dichotomy of like, oh, Americans are so direct. Meanwhile, Taiwanese people are more indirect with the way that they solve conflict. But I would say that don't let this prevent you from drawing boundaries, and also don't let it deter you from um, like seeking solutions with your coworkers. Second, language barriers. So, like I previously mentioned, I am a Mandarin heritage speaker, but there were many times that I would not know a word, right, in Mandarin. And I use this as an opportunity to really bond with my students. So, last year, teaching at an elementary school, it was a really fun opportunity for my kids to feel like they were now, like the roles were reversed. Now they were teaching the teacher. And it was really nice for me to just be very, straight up with them and be like, I don't know how to say this. Like, he wants to tell me what it is, and then I'll teach you the English way to say it. This is the same at the university level. Whenever I'm doing one-on-one consultations with the university students, ranging from freshmen to master's students, sometimes will slip into Chinglish to, I like to say it's like translanguaging, right? But to really fully understand each other. And also being vulnerable with like, oh, I'm not super perfect in this language. So we need to kind of co-create that knowledge together to get where we both want to be by the end of this consultation. Other thing I want to mention is that even though it is not a requirement for Fulbright Taiwan, I would personally very highly recommend that during your time here that you look into ways to learn Mandarin, whether it's your heritage language or not, whether you learned it formally at the university or high school level or not, but taking group classes, group tutoring, anything, just any chance to build up on that language acquisition, it will make your life so much easier and also just improve like the overall experience here. For homesickness, I would say definitely lean into your cohort. Your cohort is your family, your cohort is your community. And I would always celebrate holidays with my cohort in New Taipei. Something that comes to mind. So I got pretty homesick around Thanksgiving. And if you're looking for good Thanksgiving food in Taipei, there's a place called, what was it, Bald Fatty Bistro, and they do special like Thanksgiving feasts. So my cohort and I, we did that last year, and it was a really fun bonding experience. And also, whenever you're feeling homesick around the holidays, when you're starting to scroll through social media and see all your friends and family doing gatherings and you're not there, channel this energy into teaching your students. So this is the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, like this is what I celebrate back at home around this time of year. These are the specific parts that are like common for all Americans to do when celebrating, versus here are like my family's like unique traditions. So an example of this around Songkran, I really started like missing my friends because my friends and I in college, we would always celebrate Songkran together. So I took it as an opportunity to turn it into an international education lesson for my kids. And I look forward to doing that again this year, especially at the university level, where there are so many international students from all around the world, including Southeast Asia. So it would be a really cool opportunity to get that cultural exchange not only happening between me and ETF with the Taiwanese students, but between Taiwanese students, like the domestic students and their international counterparts. Something that I have done this year. So recently there was Halloween, the entire EMI ETF office at NTUST. We all dressed up. Me and my two EMI ETF coworkers were Alvin and the Chipmunks. It was very cute. We had like our students come in and do Halloween trivia, win prizes, reverse trick-or-treating. Some of them were really sweet and they would pull out like things like Pocky out of their backpack and be like, yeah, like you guys gave us candy, like we'll trick or treat back to you, but it was very wholesome. So I think that just about covers it regarding cultural differences, language barrier, and homesickness. I hope that helped.